Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back another kicking action figure review. I know I'm a little behind on this one, but I only recently got it. It is the NECA King Kong vs. Godzilla. Godzilla 1962. Dab! You can't see it, but I'm dabbing. And I've always wanted a 6-inch version of this figure in my collection. I could never really get the Memorial box. But I'm glad to finally have this. My comic shop also had the monster art, but I don't see why I need the monster art and the NECA, really, for this Godzilla, especially since I'm not the biggest monster arts fan these days. Some of their figures recently have been really good, but some have also kind of been duds, in my opinion. But NECA's are at least a pretty consistent quality. So we got the nice movie poster on the front of the box. I like these new boxes they're doing. It's kind of like the Monster of Monsters box they did for their video game figure. And they said they're going to re-release the other Godzillas in boxes like this, which is nice. That way people who still have them in box as first release, that way they can kind of keep their value in package that way. And if you missed out on them, you can still get them. I like that they're at least doing a different package if they're going to do a bunch of re-releases. Lots of stuff on the back of the box. Godzilla, will you win? The Battle of the Century, featuring Heat Ray Blast. Pretty cool. If you want to read that, you can pause and read it now. And there you go. You know, more movie poster stuff on the side, on the top. Scan it on the bottom. NECA, real toys. And then you pop open the inside. Got kind of a little ACBA of him standing in a city here. And then you've got a window with the figure itself. It looks really nice. Let's bust it out of package. And here we have the NECA 1962 Godzilla out of packaging. Pretty cool. I already love it. He does come with one accessory, which is this atomic breath effect. You know, it's a real light one because Showa Godzilla's, especially these early ones, had kind of lighter ones. And I'm going to have to bring him to me to really see the hole that's in there. I actually had to pry the jaw open. It didn't want to open when I first opened the figure, but it attaches very neatly. It doesn't, it's kind of bendy, so it doesn't seem too fragile or anything. You know, the weight of it kind of does bring his head down. But I also just had this guy in front of a heater, so that might just be because his joints are heated up. I had to heat up the tail to pop it in right here, so otherwise the tail wouldn't even have gone in. But that's that, you know. I wish they would have put the 3 dots for the bending maybe on the bottom of it instead, so that they weren't so obvious from the top, but, you know, I can live with it. I can live with it. But, yeah, that's his atomic breath effect. It's really nice, you know, it's clear, but it's got a bunch of white paint on it, so that's good detail. It does look pretty good. Ta-da. Enjoy that. But now we're going to move on to the figure itself. Ah, give me that breath back. Baby got breath. I hate myself. So, let's look at articulation. You do have jaw. Mine's a little wonky, but once I pried it open, it moved perfectly fine. Side to side, and all this kind of wobble and up and down on the head and neck. You know, in and out and stuff on the arms, forward and back. Elbow bend, rotation on the wrist. You know, you got forward and back. You got movement on the fingies. You know, lots of torso movement as well. You know, the legs go kind of forward and back and in and out. You got a knee bend, rotation on the knee, and then the feet kind of rotate and go up and down and stuff. He looks a little flat-footed, but whatever. That doesn't super bother me at all. Detail and paint-wise, he's quite good. I hear he's actually a little bigger, like thicker than the other 62 Godzilla, than the Monster Arts one, I mean, which is pretty rad. I like how his spines are detailed and painted. They look really good. I think the texture on his skin is great. There's no reused parts for him from any of the other Godzillas that NECA's done or anything, which I think is nice. He just straight up looks good. You do have to pop his tail in, which is near impossible without heating it up. If you don't, like, you have to heat up the tail if you want to pop it in. But after you do heat it up, it pops in just fine, and the tail itself does articulate a ton as well. So I actually really adore this figure. It's quite good. But now let's do some size comparisons, just so you can see how it scales up with other Godzillas. Literally, here's the Bandai Creations. One you all might have, the Final Wars 2004 Godzilla from Bandai America. Pretty good, about the same size. Here's Bandai Creations Villain. Gigan. As you can tell, I've been filming some G&G stuff, which is why they are out. So yeah, that's how he looks with the Bandai America Gigan. How about an Ultra Monster? Here is the DX Ultra Monster Series Orb Magajapa. Very, very cool. I think they look great together also. Would you like to see him with an Ultraman? How about a 6-inch one? Here's the Ultra Hero Series 2009 Ultraman Xenon. Neat. Or if you like your Ultras a little bit smaller than your Godzillas, you could always use a Spark Doll like the Ultra Hero 500 Ultraman Victory Knight. Voila. Now I think that we do need to show some more monsters with him, like this Sophie Spirits Shriekthorn from Pacific Rim Uprising. That's pretty rad, right? How about a movie monster series Gamera? This is specifically the repaint of the Memorial Box Gamera. Nice. I bet you didn't expect to see Gamera this review. So now, let's bring out a Jaeger. This is a NECA Jaeger, the Wave 2 Battle Damaged Gypsy Danger. A little tall for Godzilla there. Figured I'd show a NECA one since this is a NECA figure. And just one more Godzilla monster, a YMSF Gorosaurus. Sweet. Dab. Okay. So, that will probably wrap it up for size comparisons, except for one more, which I do plan on showing you. I wouldn't feel that this review was complete if I didn't show him with another NECA Godzilla, and here we specifically have him with the NECA Atomic Breath version of the GMK Godzilla or 2001 Godzilla. So that's really rad. Yoink! Anyways, what are my final thoughts on the NECA 1962 King Kong vs. Godzilla? I love it, dude. It's so cool. It's really thick. It's quite thick. It's exactly the size that I really would like it to be. The tail is super thick, man. You put that in your back door, whew, that's a good time. But don't do that though. But you know, I think he moves well. He actually moves better than the other NECA Godzilla I just showed you, which hardly moves, but this one moves a lot. And I don't mean articulation point, I mean like stiffness of articulation. The 2001 GMK Godzilla is really stiff, but this one moves quite well. Some of the upper legs is a little stiff, but everything else is great. And the jaw wouldn't move at first, but once I pried it open, it moved just fine. We got an accessory, which is more than you can say for a lot of Monster Arts these days, even though Monster Arts kind of built itself on accessories. And I just really, really love this figure. I really, really love this figure. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I will be seeing you all later. I do have more reviews to do. I got some Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Redman, Ultraman, more Pacific Rim, Universal Monsters, stuff that kind of relates to Godzilla here. I'm also working on my own Tokusatsu series. It's a web series called Toku King, which you can support on Indiegogo. There will be a link for that in the description below. And you can also check out the very cool, the very swag Patreon that we have with lots and lots of bonus content. Our prices are lower than some other Patreons. Monster Island Buddy. And also, there's just so much cool stuff in the links in the description below. So thank you all very much for your support, and I'll see you all later.